Alright, so the next part of the build will be the waist unit. So here we go here. So nothing special about it. It's pretty much the same same thing as all the other waist units that I've built in the past. But this one, you want to take the remaining number 1 polycap and put them all like this. So it looks like that. And then seal it up. Very straightforward. From this position, of course. Actually, there's supposed to be a ball joint. Oh, yeah, here we go. So that goes there. Now, this little part here, you'll use it to hold up the front skirts. Actually, put this on first. So it looks like that. Then you have this part that goes right there. And then you have the remaining red trim that goes here. This is pretty nice. Then you take this, it looks like that, and you take these gray parts here, put them in like so. These will represent the thrusters, and then you put the covers on. This one looks a lot more better than I remember the thrusters on the back of the Diamus from the 00 series. So I kind of like this one better. This one doesn't go with this, sorry. So, okay, so then you take this part, put that there, and then put it into place right here. So it looks like that. And then you want to put the side skirts here and here. And then lastly you have this part which represents the joint that will connect the legs to the waist unit themselves. So this one is now complete and ready to go. Let's move on to the next build. Okay, so the next part we're going to build is the backpack, which forms into the I guess, you know, the Flying Fortress type vehicle of this kit. I like to call it Flying Fortress. I put the stickers on this, which makes a pretty good look of the trim, and of course the emerald clear shield, clear canopy for this, and I put the thrusters here, you know, the detail for the thrusters in the back. So there's a little bit of preparation here. So for this, you want to take this part like this, and then stick it in like, actually the other way. I think it's the other way. I always keep getting screwed. Okay, here we go. So it looks like this. Alright. And then this part here, take this part, slide it in like that to the back, so it looks like that. And then before you put these two together, you have these two little fin type parts, which has to be in this position like that. There's a trim like pattern here, so obviously when you're going to paint it, it'll be a cool idea to paint this little trim side here, make it a little bit more unique for the core fighter. This is actually part of the core fighter. So I'm going to put this one here, and then we take this one and we seal it up, get it over with. Alright, so that part is done. These two are fairly simple, but you'll need the polycaps. Polycap number 3. So one will go like this in here, followed by, I think is it this one? Nope, it's the other one. There we go. Then you have the thruster, which I think it's unique. No, there we go. Let's do it on the next one. There we go. And we close this one like this. Obviously, this kit would have been nice if it was painted, but I'm not going to do that. Alright, so these two parts are done. And then, supposedly, you take... Let me see the orientation. It has to be like this. There we go. Basically, I'll tell you this much. This is the core fighter in this. I guess it's in this configuration. It could be wrong, but regardless, it still looks nice to begin with. But it has to go like this to the back. Since we're almost done with this kit, I might as well finish up other parts, and that is, of course, the massive mega cannon particle thingy, which I think somebody sent me the proper description of this, and I completely forgot. That's kind of normal for me. Alright, so I'm going to take this, put this here, like so, and then seal this up like so. And then there are these two parts here, followed by the actual trigger guard, or hilt. I'll put that here, and take this part and put this over here, and put that there. This is pretty nice, big massive cannon. The remaining parts that I have here, and there's more parts to this, but we'll cover that later on, is the assembly of the base, which is fairly simple. One goes here, one goes there, and the other one goes here. So there you have it. These parts are done. This is the other hand, which has the where did I put the guard? Oh, I'll find it. Anyway, these three parts are done. Let's move on to the final assembly of the Age-3. Now that we've completely assembled all the parts for the Age-3 Gundam, it's now high time for final assembly of this kit. So first up, we're going to remove the part that will connect the both legs to the waist. This, then like that. And then we'll stick it up there, like so. And everything falls apart. Gotta do that again. Come on, get up there. Good. And it's clearly obvious that if you don't want this thing to come out all the time, you're gonna have to glue the red part to the crotch part. Alright. So that's taken care of. Then we have the waist unit. I mean the torso. But I gotta turn this first. That will go there. Alright. Then we have the left arm. The right arm. The backpack, which is part of the core fighter, which you're going to have to squeeze it in like that and then turn the thrusters like this a bit. And my AC kicks in because it's getting hot in here. Then we hook up the head. And then finally the big massive cannon, which I had to remove the hand from the kit. And there you have it. The Age-3. is now complete and ready to rock. So here it is, the Age-3 now, Age-3 normal, fully built and completed and ready to rock. Get some light here so you guys can see. It's an exquisite detailed kit. Pretty nice. The blue and the yellow pretty much shows pretty well on this, especially, you know, and how it is. Obviously, I like this because it reminds me of Double Zeta Gundam. For those of you who were pissed at me because I called it Zeta Z Gundam, but it's the same thing. Despite its amazingness and how it looks, I'm starting to see its little things that's gonna bug me a bit. The waist connection should have been a little bit better because it tends to pop out more. This is no big deal. This is normal. I kind of you know, the wings like that, but it's the hooking up of this gun, the massive beam cannon gun, to the hand. That's going to be a bit of a problem. It can be supported. It's just that it has you really got to positioning this little part here so you can stick it under the forearm, under that armored shield type thing, just so it has that effect. But it is strong. That's one thing I'm noticing. It will stay in place. Just don't move it too much. But yeah, it's a pretty damn looking kit. Really good looking kit for what it is. Yeah, I have to give a heads up to, you know, thumbs up to Bandai for making a really cool looking kit. Of course, what makes this kit more unique is the fact that it can transform into those two fighters that we were, you know, those two ships that we remembered from the beginning episode of the Age-3 arc. To do this, let me get the manual prepared so you guys can see what I do. We're going to remove the gun. And then, supposedly, you flip this around and stick it in the back like that. Keep it like that for now. Then you pop this out like so, and then of course this comes out easily. You flip this over, and then you take the head. I think you have to bend this one like this, and surprisingly this head is a little too loose. I think something that should have been looked at, but you slide it through here, then you close it up so you can cover the face. I think you can keep it like this way, and then flip the wings up like this, and that's it. You now have, actually no, this has to be like this. Now you have the core fighter ready to go and ready to rock. Now, to form the G Cepter, we will need these parts, which has been already been pre-done. So you extend out the arms like so, pop it out like so, and remove this, and take this guy, put it on that, so it looks like this. Then, with the arms, I guess we can leave that there for now because where did I put that stupid little part? No, it's not next to my change. Right. Never mind. So you flip this up like this, so it has to be like this, and then the I guess you got to be like that for now. And then you take both arms and stick it up like this. One goes there, the other one goes there. Then supposedly, oh, you gotta flip these arms. Or no, you gotta flip them like this, so that the both shields look like this. And then flip this up, and then flip these two legs up like so. Then bend them at the knees. Flip these two down. Okay. Flip this one down like that, flip this one down like that. So those two are done. And this one goes in or out, I don't know. I'm going based on the information that I see here. Oh, okay, hold on. These have to be like that, sorry. So it looks like that. Alright. Then taking the cannon, put it on top of this. And with the special stand that was given, that Bandai has provided, stick this through here. And then take your core fighter, stick it on top of this so it looks like that. And there you have it. Actually, let me flip this around a bit so that way it doesn't. There we go. So the G Cepter and the core fighter are now complete. And if you want to put hands away, there's a spacing here on the bottom where you can actually put the hands away, of course. And that's it. I can see why they have to make it a parts former based on its scale and size. I wonder how they will incorporate something like that when they decide to commit to a master grade. That will be an interesting concept. We already know that a high grade, a master grade version of the Age-3 is coming out, and that shouldn't be a problem transforming it, fully transform it into the Strider mode. Can't believe I said that, Strider mode. Oh, that's where the part was. But with this, we're going to see some more intricate detail. Probably like more detailed information on the cockpit. Obviously, this will be fully transformable where it does this. Again, a great, cool looking kit in a high grade scale. And what can I say? Here it is, the completed build of the Age-3. Of course, putting on the two beam sabers to show its attacking and dual beam saber mode. It is one really cool kit to build. I know that there are a lot of guys out there who have built this kit, and I'm glad that I built it myself. You have to admit, it is a cool looking kit to watch, especially as the series is progressing, and it's amazing. It's an amazing looking kit. A pity that due to my time restraints and certain things that are going on, that I could have at least painted this kit somewhat, but you know what, I'm saving it for the next high grade kit, which would probably be either the Orbital or the Fortress, and I'll definitely paint this kit when it comes out as a master grade. So thank you for watching me building the Age-3 Gundam, and stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. Take care.